voice of Neal Rhul. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Yo, what's going on, buddy? Welcome back to another episode of Big D Energy.
Big D!
Right here on the Woodward Sports Network. Neal Rhul, D-Mac, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Subscribe to the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. Jump in there. Detroit Dabber going old school. First in with the big what up, though. What up, though, everybody? Happy to have you with us. And look, Spenny, everybody's dying for it. People have been asking about it. It's made national news. No, it hasn't, but I'm sure it should have. It should have. People want to know, how was the sandwich yesterday?
Oh, the sandwich was impeccable. It lived up to all, expectations. It was amazing. I'm going to cook one up for D-Mac tomorrow as a thank you. I'm going to bring him in one tomorrow. But, yeah, it was amazing. It was an amazing sandwich. I'm just glad I got to experience it. I'm just glad I got taken along for the ride.
Well, hey. The people want. Do you have the video footage that we were promised?
I have the revealing and the first bite taken on 4K camera.
Whoa.
Well,
no expense.
What
Wait a sec. Did you ask the bottom line?
I did not ask the bottom line.
Do you think you could use their technology?
No, I didn't.
You stepped out?
I made an executive decision.
You did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, this is Spenny's final day here at Woodward Sports. Thank you for your service. Get out of here. No, the people want to see it. Spenny, quit dicking us around, man. I got to see this.
You get 2 shots. All right, so we talked about it on BDE today. There's nothing better than a good lunch. Making a good lunch, being excited for it. This is my lunch today. And this is my magnum opus. This sandwich right here was constructed by the gods. Look at this thing. Fresh roll, 3 types of meat. We got hard salami, we got honey baked ham, we got some chicken on there, all with some orange rind Munster, spring mix, and chipotle mayo. This thing, I've been waiting for this all day. 30 seconds.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Did you do that crunch?
It's crunchy, man. What about these? What about the snack?
Some baby carrots. This is the star of the show.
Yeah.
This is the Alex to bring it.
Perfectly constructed.
That's
a sandwich.
The Drinket sandwich.
It literally looks like a Qdoba burrito. It's so thick.
It's so good.
So there it was. It all went down for real. It was as advertised. Now, a little side note of that, D-Mac. We went back in the back and started breaking it down.
We did. Mm-hmm. We did. You broke it down. And if you get the bite of the Manchester with the orange and the speck and just the way it was done. What did you say, the Alex DeBrinket of sandwiches?
Yeah.
Right
Yeah.
Yes. Pound the Drum says that was electric. It was. The breakdown of us in the back, 4,000 views on social media, some crazy-ass number. But it was legit. What was the X factor in the sandwich, Spenny? We know the main players. Yeah. Like the salami. You talked a lot about the salami. Mm-hmm. And certainly salami is going to get the headlines in a sandwich. What are we missing, though, Spenny? What was the underlying X factor in that sandwich?
I think it was the fresh-baked roll. I think that was what held it all together. It had the crunchy outside, the soft inside. Perfect. Shout out Cattleman's. Got it at Cattleman's. I think that's what really did it. That's what made it. That's what put it. You can't have a sandwich without good bread.
No, and certainly that is the thing. For me, it was the Munster, D-Mac. The Munster cheese with that orange rind. Mm-hmm. Spenny talked about it. Spenny previewed it because when you have some Munster cheese, certainly when it has the orange rind, you know what you're dealing with. That's going to be a high draft pick. Certainly it's going to fit the scheme of any sandwich out there, the Munster with the orange rind.
You know what? And I was going to take it even a deeper level because it wasn't just a honey baked ham or whatever. It was like the Thanksgiving ham. Mm-hmm. But don't slow roll the chipotle, the mayonnaise chipotle, because I think that brings everything together.
Yeah. Hey, we really have turned a corner as a society in terms of like chipotle mayo, garlic aioli. Like we're living in a glorious time, right? Like
Chick-fil-A sauce.
yeah, Chick-fil-A. Like I know the world today, like there's a lot going on, and we're dealing with a lot, and inflation and world conflict and all that kind of stuff. But what brings me back to belief in humanity is where we are with condiments right now as a society. Garlic aioli, like we said, chipotle mayo, all that stuff. So well played, Spenny.
Thank you.
Well played. Red Wings last night, they fall in overtime to the Seattle Kraken. And Mike G. Neal, can we do an NCAA bracket of cheese? Are there 64 cheeses? I don't believe that they are.
That's a lot of cheese.
That is a lot of cheese.
Cheese draft.
Cheese draft?
I got an argument with my son yesterday. He says cream cheese doesn't count as cheese.
It's got cheese in the name.
That's what I told him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm with him on that.
No one asked you. I was talking to Spenny.
Either way.
So how about that,
right.
BMG? A lot like when you meet fans at LCA. I'm just going to move on. All right, hey, hold on. We're going to get into the Red Wings game. Spenny had a great moment with his dad. But BMG, give me a preview of Rest in Peace Tuesday.
Well, I can't do a full preview, but
Tell me the story.
Nameless fan.
I'll let Spencer describe it, honestly. But we were all sitting there, and we have a fan of Big D Energy. We're all standing there, D-Max saying hello to people. And we get a friendly dude that walks up, friend of the show, fan of the show, or whatever. And he daps up D-Mac and Spencer and says, "I love the show, guys." And
Tell
then just
Neal we said hi.
leaves me hanging right there. Given I wasn't really looking at the situation, but then I caught on. I was like, "Oh, this guy's just coming up to say hi to Spencer and whatnot." Just leaves me hanging.
Everybody, hold that camera right there, Mike. Smile right into the camera so people know. Look at there's BMG. Get to know him. Get these always around LCA. He's our wings guy. So say hi to Mikey.
Say hi to him, yeah.
I mean,
I wasn't
I
offended.
appreciate you guys because you're seasoned to treat the TD guy the way that he deserved, but this guy deserves to be treated different than the last guy. That's all I'm saying.
Absolutely. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Lions Troll. Munster is the bomb. Dan Wood, the Orange Ryan, is the Patrick Mahomes of cheese. But yeah, the moral of the story, Dos Burritos says BMG, a poor man's flannel.
Oh, wow. What? Wow.
I'm out.
That might be the biggest diss ever. You
Gotta
take
go.
that?
I gotta go.
Oh, there it is.
BMG. Pete Smith says BMG T-shirts, please. We got to work on that.
Yeah, easy. I know you're listening. Give me a T-shirt.
I know that.
Wait, as easy the T-shirts are?
I think so, right?
Now Dan Wood brings up something good. BMG, you should have sneezed. Then they would have recognized you right away. Oh, that's a bitch-ass sneeze. That's got to be Mike Gentry in this building. They wouldn't even have to see
That's
you.
what we got to get. BMG shirts, bitch-ass sneeze. Right? Big Mike Gentry and the bitch-ass sneeze.
Wednesdays with Gentry now.
There you
I
go.
thought it was supposed to be
Easy.
Wednesdays with Flannel. Fuck, man.
El Gato. El Gato, WoodwardSports.com chat thread. I took the Red Wings plus 1.5 because the money line was only minus 110. So well played on that, El Gato. We're going to get into the game coming up in just a minute, but there was something pretty cool that I saw. Now, Spenmo, you and your pops rolled out. D-Mac extended the invitation yesterday, and you said, "Hell yeah, I'll go."
Yeah.
So you took pops and you went to the game, man.
Yeah,
you and pops were getting it in.
Me and Pops were getting it in. I took Pops. I went to the game. It was awesome. It was a lot of fun. And, you know, this is for Flannel in the back. You think this guy isn't a legend? You think this guy isn't in the hearts of all Detroit fans everywhere? This is my 72-year-old father.
A weathered man. Absolutely.
He didn't smile this much at my graduation from college.
When you were born,
When I was
he didn't
born,
smile
he
like
probably
that.
didn't smile this much. Look at how happy. That's what makes me happy.
And the best, and he popped me when I came around the corner. I think you were wearing your Cider jersey, weren't you?
Datsu.
Or Datsuk jersey, and then look at what Danny's wearing. He's wearing his game over jersey.
Yeah,
So
no, I do. And,
hey, that's what look at. So I wore mine today just because he wore his last.
Spenny, can you throw that picture up there one more time?
Yeah, for sure.
Danny Raxter right there was in his bag.
Oh, yeah.
The full beer.
Oh, yeah.
Meeting D-Mac, the smile on his face, all of that right there is life.
Yeah.
That's life.
I can't explain how much I appreciate that, D-Mac, because this guy, he's done everything for me.
Yeah.
He's given me everything. I did a lot of stupid shit, you know, growing up and in my youth.
And like he's always been there for me, and he's always, you know, helped me out through everything. And to be able to bring him that kind of joy and that kind of experience, it's not something I take lightly. I just really appreciate it.
Bro, that's what it's all about, you know, and I appreciate it too. The best part of the night was Danny telling us, you know, Spenny is supposed to be a girl, right? Something like that. And we were laughing about that's why he's got dresses in his closet. He's so sensitive. But
the only reason I was born was to be my sister's sister, because I got 3 older brothers and then the one sister, and so they tried for another girl. But I'm a fighter.
You were not to be denied.
You were not
to be denied.
We have fun.
People talking about it in the chat right now. That's a great photo. No, but that's life though, right? That's sports. That's life.
Real quick, Spenny, do you have the photo of you, me, Gentry, and Drake?
Oh yeah.
I want to show people this because so to me, everything that you're saying, Spenny, and everything around is the culture, right? It's what it's about. And I thought this was really cool because I didn't know he was there and I hadn't talked to him, but we were up, Mikey and Spenny and Danny and I were up watching in the gondola area. And then Drapes actually just popped in to say hello, but there was a great picture that we all got taken. And I think that the best part of it, Flannel wasn't in it.
That made it instantly
we missed
better.
Neal, but Flannel wasn't in it. So when Spenny grabs that, he'll show you. But what an electric game.
It was
to be a part of. So
there they are.
Yeah. So there he is, getting the top 50 under 50 or top 50 over 50 pickleballers
player
in the world.
Yep,
there it is.
right there, all cleaned up and everything like that. No, it is cool. And Jordan, the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. D-Mac's a good guy. And you look, we've been friends for a long time. I've talked about that and I've seen you do it, man. When you go down there and if a fan asks for you will stand there and sign every autograph, man. Mm-hmm. Every autograph, it's amazing to me, D-Mac. It really is because like You've said it before, like that's your battery. Like creating moments for people. That's what gets you by.
I travel around the state, man, and I've got to this point in my life, and I've realized that my self-awareness is I'm a battery, and the people are my power. So, you know, if I'm going to consider myself the mayor of Hockeytown, I got to act like the mayor of Hockeytown. So that's it. And then that's the one thing is that the one thing that I try to live my life by is that a lot of people say it, but not a lot of people do it. And I try to do it twice.
Yeah, it's like Penn State football. You always hear about it, but you never see it.
It's the opposite of Penn State football, right? You come through, but exactly right.
No, it is, man. It's cool. I've told you this publicly. I've told you this privately before. It's one of the things I admire most about you, and it's something that I've kind of taken the cue from too. You know, as you kind of come through this, you know, the career and the notoriety, and people want to talk to you, man. Like they just do. And you've never turned away anybody. You've never not, probably to your detriment a lot in terms of your time and in your life at times and stuff. Like you and I've had that discussion privately. Like, you know, it's one of those things where you push that stuff to the side and you do it and you make people's day, man. You really do. Well, it's really cool.
You know, and this is you can use it. This is for anybody, because what I've found is that if it's about me, then I'll self-destruct. But when it's about everybody else, I'll thrive.
Yeah.
Right. So thanks to everybody else. Look forward to seeing, you know, another game on Thursday. Let's get at her.
Oh yeah.
And please say hi to Mikey. Get a picture. I mean, he's not going to let it, you know.
D-Mac does a lot for a lot of you. Do something for D-Mac and say hi to Big Mike Gentry.
Just BMG.
If you know who he is.
If you see me.
Yeah. All you got to do, guys, is just if you hear someone go, choo, he's not far away. You know he's not far away. D-Mac, tell him about Dispo.
Absolutely. And this ain't far away either, because you're going to experience Dispo Romeo, a team that curates an exclusive atmosphere mixed with fresh inventory from Michigan's largest variety of products. First ever cannabis mall of its kind, conveniently located off of Van Dyke and 32 Mile Road up in Romeo. Dispo Romeo is now open late until midnight, except for Sunday. Can it get any better than that? I think not. Dispo Dispensary, DispoShops.com, your local cannabis plug.
And for over 60 years, Fairway Packing Company's provided Michigan's finest restaurants, hotels, and casinos with prime beef, Wagyu beef, and of course, dry-aged beef as well. And you can experience the Fairway difference for yourself today. Visit the Steak Shop in Grosse Pointe Woods for grab-and-go steaks. Best ribeyes ever. Period. Hard stop. I know from experience because I've done it before. Or you can order online at fairwaypacking.com. It's Fairway Packing Company.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
Hey, this is Mr. Kearney, Chief Academic Officer at Academy of Warren. I want to welcome you to the brand new Field House. The state-of-the-art facility has a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, soccer field. It can be used for 7-on-7 football. Our K-8 academic features AM, PM, latchkey, small classroom sizes, Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Holton Mifflin curriculum, academic games, K-8 athletics, and more. Enroll today at academywarren.net.
Join Woodward Sports and Spenny's new favorite long drink when this Monday, 5:50, Monday Night Football official Lions VIP tailgate party, Eastern Market, shed number 5, a bash all the time. Yes, Lions tailgate is back. How would you like the pregame at Woodward Sports? Be treated like a VIP. Well, you can. Monday night, that seems like the best time to do it. Food, beverages, entertainment, all included. Get your tickets online today. BullseyeEventGroup.com or win some from Woodward Sports today. Just subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on Instagram, and direct message Lions VIP.
We are off and running. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul and D-Mac and Big Mike Gentry and Spencer Raxter and all of you in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. Boy, that place is going to be a zoo Monday night. Absolute zoo. I love it. I absolutely love it, though. Pistons start the season tonight. They will be in Miami. We'll talk a little Pistons coming up in the second hour. Get you caught up with some of the woodwardsports.com chat posts, Sound Kayak. And Sound Kayak, I'm going to edit these to make them truthful. Okay, not your opinions, but truthful. D-Mac's the reason I watched the first hour of the show before I watched McAfee show. Definitely not Neal having expectations for Michigan football and then being critical of them when they don't live up to those expectations. Or Spencer's Sparty pride.
Wait.
It said it's not Neal's Michigan hate, which really in truth is Neal's expectations for Michigan football, and then when they don't live up to those expectations, being critical of them.
That's what I thought.
They're the same, I guess. And
they're
the same. Okay, yeah, we just keep it pushing. We are going to get into Lion stuff as well, but I want to talk about this for a second. The Red Wings game last night, and it was electric, and it was a lot of fun, and the game was fun, and the Red Wings lost in overtime. They did come back and get a point out of it, but that's not the story. This Alex DeBrincat thing, where Steve Yzerman brings him in, Yzerman's got to make a move, makes a move, does it, and Alex DeBrincat's probably the most electric goal scorer right now in the National Hockey League, and we're almost 10% of the way through the season. You know what I'm saying? Like this isn't a 2-game stretch or anything like that. And I'm trying to think, has any athlete ever come to Detroit and popped off the way that Alex DeBrincat has popped off? Like just in terms of bringing them in from somewhere else, and he comes in here, he is dominating the league right now. Their power play is hitting at a 41% clip. Think about that for a minute. It's absurd, D-Mac.
No, it really is, and trying to rack my brain about an established guy to come in. The one that I can think of is sort of what the effect of what Shanahan had, right? What Brendan Shanahan had when we added him in the 96-97 season, went down to score 49 goals that year. But first game against LA, I believe he scored, and I think he even had a fight and stuff like this. But different impact, but having sort of the same throughout the lineup. And you can't. And what is the common denominator, Neal? It's puck in the back of the net. Mm-hmm. Like look at and last night you scored 5 again. Right now, you get 1 point, you lose, which is going to be sort of the theme. You're going to be able to put up points. You see, like the game last night is exactly what your team is built for, and why we say that power play is so important. And early on, Seattle, who had given up 1 power play goal all season, right, had shut Detroit down, and then bing, bang, boom. That's how quick that they can operate and get back in a game, right? So, and that's what a guy like the Brick can do, but he does it through the building. And here's the other thing, right, which you have to look at. How are they doing it too? I mean, Fabry's on the injury list, but the 13 guys in the lineup last night had a goal, at least one, throughout the lineup, man. It's that down the way. I saw Daniel Sprong with a quote the other day of talking about how he was saying to the Seattle guys. And if you notice, Seattle, that was a fast game last night.
Yes, it
Seattle's
was.
one of the best skating teams in the league, skating defense and stuff like this. But Sprong said it reminds me of our team in Seattle, which was fast, tenacious, could roll 4 lines, right? And that's sort of the impact and the catalyst when you have a guy at the top, right? So if I was going to bring, it's an analogy. It might be the effectiveness of what Brendan Shanahan had come to our lineup.
And it's not just DeBrincat on the power play. Gostisbehere, too. The guy is a wizard. And last night, when he had that goal, fucking Gentry leans over the boards or leans
and went,
over the top, and he's
no.
looking down at me. I look because he said it a couple weeks ago that this guy's like a forward out there, and it's been impressive.
Hell yeah.
No, and really, it has been. And the overriding reason that I wanted to bring this up now is because I just want everyone to take stock. And I'm not saying it's finished and the finish line has been crossed and they're here and they're Stanley Cup contenders and all that stuff. I'm not saying that. What I am saying, in the middle of the week, in the throes of the Lions doing things that we have never seen before, sans last Sunday, even though we had seen last Sunday before. In the middle of that, here we are, and I know viewership clicks take a hit. I know that. I understand that. But damn it, they deserve to be in the conversation. They deserve your attention. If you are a quote-unquote Detroit sports fan and this is Hockey Town, you should be watching them because they are entertaining. When I had quasi meltdowns about the Red Wings before, D-Mac, when we first started this show a couple years ago, what was my overriding reason for anger? They're not watchable. Mm-hmm. Oh, they don't score goals.
No one was watchable.
Yeah, they don't score goals.
No, forget the hockey team. All the sports, right? So now that look at the way that it is all throughout every sport. You mentioned that the Pistons are starting tonight. How do you not say who's your hottest team in town? It is the Red Wings. After the start they've gotten and they've set themselves up with and it doesn't stop, right? This season begins. You got another home game tomorrow, right? Which is imperative to go out there and win that game. So when you look at it, you have a 3-game homestand that you go 2-0-1. That's going to be tops in the league.
And I'll tell you what, on top of, obviously the power play has been fantastic and they're scoring a lot more goals. I noticed, especially in that 3 unanswered goals stretch last night, the face-offs, man. Comfort and Larkin were automatic on the face-offs. They're getting the puck, especially on
It's not
the
a tough
power
game,
play.
man.
Yeah. How about that? Remember that conversation we used to have 2 years ago about can you win a draw?
face-off?
Right, where it's possession, where it's the little things, where it's, and they still, they got to tighten up, still in some different spots, but you're watching a different team. You're definitely watching a different team. But doing the little things, like Spenny said.
I just wanted to get it out there. They deserve your attention, and they are entertaining. They're everything you say you want, right? In this desolate landscape of Detroit sports that we've been walking through. If you're a Detroit sports fan, you need to be watching this team because they are fun to watch. And look, I'm a big Husso guy. You guys know. Let a softy or two in last night. He did. But this is what we got going forward, right? This isn't a Stanley Cup championship team. Now, when the power play is not clicking at 41% a couple weeks from now, and maybe they, lose a game or two.
You don't put those demons on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. When they lose a game or two, guess what? Remember this, because they are on their way. They are. And there are a lot of you, and I'm saying you people in the chat, because there are a lot of you. When we talked about the Steve Yzerman thing, he's standing by. And a lot of prominent people, a lot of prominent media in this town as well, said, oh, you guys just blindly defend Steve Yzerman. Look at this team now. And as we said, the primetime goal scorer is the one that's going to unlock everything. And he went and got him. So here we go. It's not over. They're not winning the cup. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, they are.
Next 75 games.
Bring Stanley home.
Bring it home right now. Get the car flag. Spenny.
Car flags, bust them out.
Real quick, and a couple things I saw Mike G. The atmosphere. Talk about the atmosphere in LCA right now, because if you want a good night out, and everybody has got it, starting to get it, but that place is rocking.
Oh yeah,
especially after they tied it up. Oh my God, it was a playoff.
Well, you can feel the momentum in there, right?
Yeah.
And you can see the crowd feel the momentum, and you can feel the boys on the ice get behind it. Neal, another question I wanted to ask you is, because you were dialed into the Frozen Frenzy.
Frozen Frenzy.
How was it?
I liked it. I liked it. They kind of bounced around the games and stuff like that. Here's the problem they're going to run into. A, the name is stupid. We talked about that yesterday. It's a very stupid name.
That's fair.
B, I noticed this, and this kind of happened to me, and then I realized, and I was like, dude, come on. We are conditioned in a red zone fashion where if they go onto a game, we expect a goal. And that's just not the way it works. Like you can't pop in. Oh, they have the puck inside the blue line. We got a situation in Buffalo. No, you can't go there and do that. I just think that because of the way people are programmed, they're not going to like it because it's not a goal. It's not. You don't just get on the screen and boom, instantly it's a goal within 2 minutes.
Right.
I think people are, and the name's stupid. The name is stupid. Frozen Frenzy.
Somebody mailed it in.
Should be the PowerPoint.
Yeah. It sounds like like Gentry created that after he sneezed.
Oh my God.
The problem with that, Spenny,
Frozen Frenzy.
The power play is the name of the package on ESPN Plus where you see all the games. It's called the ESPN Power Play.
Okay.
So I don't know, call it the man advantage, something, dude, something. Frozen Frenzy ain't it, everybody?
Shootout.
What? Just not Frozen Frenzy.
Yeah.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, DNCENT. Man, you guys are making BMG and Spenny sound like Make-A-Wish kids.
We basically are, man.
Yeah, but they're ours.
Yes. Young Jay. I haven't seen you here before, Young Jay. Appreciate you tapping into the show. Everyone telling me the Lions are frauds now after a bad loss. That's just how it goes, Neal. AC, what do you mean, you people? You people, the anti-Steve Yzerman contingent. That's you people. And there were a lot. And you guys know this. I know you're all going to run and cut now, but you guys know this. You were out there.
So you call it Don Cherry's hockey night? Yeah, no thanks. I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good too.
I'm good on Don Cherry.
Yeah, kind of a piece of trash human.
That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, kind of a piece of trash human, everybody. That's what he is. But anyway, tell him about Guardian, D-Man.
Absolutely. Guardian Alarm has your back. Customized solutions from real expert professional technicians. Take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs, but I need you to call Guardian today. The number, 1-800.
Stay out.
24/7 professional monitoring. Call anytime, day or night. Know that a Guardian team member will stay on the phone as long as it is needed. But I need you to call the number, 1-800.
Stay out.
Technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology that's been proven to work and people who have been proven to care. Business, personal, they don't care. They'll protect you. But I need you to call the number today. 1-800.
Stay out of not calling a penalty when a player literally throws his stick at a saucer pass on a wide open net.
Stay out of the points column the entire second half last night, Anthony Davis. Oh, wait, you did that already.
Guardian Alarm. No matter what your problems, they got your back. Your local security experts. Tell them Big D Energy, we sent you.
What about Les Stanford?
Les Stanford. Absolutely what happens when you run a great business for over 50 years. You expand and offer more products to more people. This is exactly what Les Stanford did by adding Les Stanford Buick GMC. The same great service that customers have come to know and trust on Woodward Avenue just south of 9 Mile. Check out Les Stanford in Dearborn today. Find the brand you want at lesstanford.com. Calling all landscapers. This is Darren McCarty. I'm at Outdoor Equipment Co. How would you like to landscape like a legend? How about a bad boy zero turn? And even a chainsaw. And even a weed whipper. So register today at OutdoorEquipCo.com, and even you could have DMAC on your landscaping crew.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
Your home is your most important asset. Flexibility in the sales process is key. When you work with Mark White & Associates, you can cancel at any time, for any reason, without penalty. Speaking of flexibility, check this out. Who you work with matters. Hire the best broker in the game.
Neal Rhul here for 5 Iron Golf, downtown Detroit's newest sports bar. 13 TrackMan simulators, certified golf instructors, and most importantly, a full bar and a restaurant. The leagues are going now. I'll be out there next Thursday, as a matter of fact. And the leagues that you can compete nationwide for a chance to win a trip to the Dominican Republic. Bring a foursome, sign up as an individual, whatever. Just jump on 5irongolf.com, take a look around, and see what you want to do. If you want to join a league, use the promo code Woodward10. You'll get 30% off your league fees with the promo code Woodward10. That's right, 5 Iron Golf. Go to 5irongolf.com to sign up today. Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Neal, are you guys going to talk about the Connor Stallions updates, I guess you could say? Yeah, we're gonna touch on it, give it its due diligence, and just kind of keep it pushing. Pete Thamel yesterday said that there were some kind of breaking angles of it. Connor Stallions bought tickets to 4 different campus games of 4 college football playoff contenders last year. There's record of purchases for SEC title game tickets in 2021 and 2022. 12 of 13 Big Ten schools have him on record buying tickets. And, you know, D-Mac, we kind of talked about it. Yes, those things are new and all that kind of stuff, but the overriding point for me is you just got to be better at cheating. Like you do. You never see this with the SEC because it's funneled through a church or a local organization, and then they can get tax deductions on top of the money that they spent, you know, to cheat. So I can tell you're new.
You got to be better. You got to be better. You left a paper trail, or you left a paper trail that makes it easy to follow.
Yeah,
and questions to ask, because, you know, there is smoke, right? More questions every day, and more, you know, now you got video coming out. We saw the picture yesterday of, you know, the play sheet and stuff like that. So, yeah, be better.
No, and look, that's what it is. And I got a question, BMG, for the Michigan fan contingent out there.
Talk to me.
And you know my stance on it. If I'm Michigan, I pay this no mind. Because A, it's not going to get handled now. So I just keep it pushing and try to win the national title. Although, like when we saw this happen in the NFL, they had a ruling like the next week on it, which was pretty wild. But anyway, as this stuff mounts, what's your temperature about all this, BMG, right now?
Well, honestly, given how Michigan's team looks this year, it sucks to have just random shit popping up week after week, it seems like. But like you said, I'm in the same mindset, just win this year and deal with it after the season. Like, I don't like, obviously, being brought up in cheating scandals, but win the game this year and deal with it after. It's tough.
It brings up the point, Neal, like you said yesterday, when it comes down to it, Michigan's like one of the bread and butters, right? So how much of a slap are you going to get? The biggest thing that came to my attention is that you're already under scrutiny or on probation. Isn't it? Somebody said it's like being on probation and then breaking the law.
Probation, yeah.
So it all depends on how the NCAA. I just don't think they're going to come down as hard to set an example or anything like that.
Yeah, they're not going to do anything this year, which is all that matters. No matter what happens, they're not going to do anything this year. And like for the Michigan fans out there too, what makes me laugh though, BMG, is you guys have kind of been on brand. You guys are doing the cheeseburger thing, like you were saying. It's a cheeseburger. The cheeseburger's not the cheating.
I haven't really gave an opinion on it yet because I'm just waiting for everything to get out, and then
but the Michigan fans run to everybody steals signs. That's not what the issue is. That's got nothing to do with what's going on here.
Not everyone does what just happened. So no, that is.
That's all I wanted to hear. Thank you. That's all I wanted to hear. Not everybody does this with what we're seeing now.
People do some stuff like this, but it's in the legal terms of the NCAA. What Michigan did is not legal, and
the one that made me,
ladies and gentlemen, shake his hand. LCA.
Shake my hand.
BMG. Ninja Ginja says he had, and I read this too. Ninja Ginja said he had tickets to Ohio State, Penn State last weekend and just didn't use them. And I heard that the seats were just empty. Which, I thought he was redistributing to his friends and veterans and stuff like that. I guess they just didn't want to go to that game. Couldn't get anyone to take them, I guess, huh, D-Mac?
I don't know. There's a lot of smoke there. But again, at the end of the day, just all you can do if you're Michigan or the players, whatever, just go out and win.
Yeah. What was intriguing to me was the people that kind of came to the defense of Michigan, right, Spenny? Mm-hmm. Like some college football coaches. Kirby Smart, as a matter of fact. He came to the defense of the Michigan Wolverines. Kirby Smart was asked about the reports about Michigan stealing signs. And Kirby Smart says, there's nothing I can remember about that Michigan game that makes me think that they stole signs. So there you have it. What?
That's a slap.
That's a little
what?
Wow. That
Kirby Smart was taken up
after that game that they decided to start doing it.
Yeah.
Right, Kirby Smart, BMG. Don't you feel good about Kirby Smart coming to your defense like that?
A little bit, but that's a little bit of slander in that tweet, you can tell. But whatever. I know Dion said something too. I don't remember everything that he said.
Yeah, he said you should be able to mail somebody a copy of your game plan and still be able to execute it. Like that was along the lines of what he said.
Matt Rhul backed them too. Matt Rhul said everybody steals signs. They always steal signs.
Right, but not everybody sends somebody around the country with recording devices to do it from the stands. And again, guys, I'm not saying that it's a bad thing to do that. I'm saying it is illegal.
And you got caught.
Yeah, and you guys are always
a bad thing to get caught, Neal. That's what you're saying. Yeah. That's what you're saying.
And just like the quote unquote cheeseburger thing. That's not a cheeseburger thing. Like it's about lying to the investigators. And look, we can talk about the cheeseburger. You guys know me, man. Like the NCAA, a lot of this stuff's ridiculous. But Michigan fans are usually the first ones to say, we got to play by the rules and have integrity.
Yes.
Right?
For sure.
So, again, I just come back to it. I just want you guys to own it and say, you know what, NCAA? What are you going to do about it? Nothing. And we're just going to keep the machine rolling. BMG, one last one. As a Michigan fan.
Talk to me again.
All this stuff that's building up.
My hand, Neal.
And you said it, dude. Like every week, it's something else. Do you think ultimately this will have an impact on the field? It's got to at some point, right? These are kids we're talking about.
I don't know. I think the kids still kind of have the mindset of, they know what they're playing for. But, I mean, when you constantly have things brought up over your head, it's really hard to tell. But I think Jim's still going to have them locked in and just focused on this season. So, but when you have issues, it's tough to tell.
Well, if they lose,
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to hear the end of it.
No, you won't. So, but again, D-Mac, I think this is a way, low-key, this is a good play by Harbaugh, because how I read it is he's in that locker room saying they're coming after us. Everybody is coming after us. Everybody hates us. We are all in. We are all in right now. And the only way through is to win the whole thing. This is the only way through.
And he's saying, look, that's what happens because we're number one.
Yes.
Legitimately, you're number one unless you're facing scrutiny and facing all this other, off the field stuff. Then you're not operating as number one, trying to get these guys. But that's the bottom line. You just got to go out and play and execute.
Kevin Bell says Harbaugh didn't do shit. Okay.
See, that's my problem with it right there. The Harbaugh didn't do anything. If you're going to tell me he didn't know this was going on, you're full of shit.
If you think anything happens in that system or the football team in general that he doesn't know everything about, you're fooling yourself.
You're willfully ignorant.
Yeah.
You're being willfully ignorant. That's my problem. I don't have a problem with them stealing the signs. I don't care. Again, it's smart of them to do that. Word is they didn't have any signs for the TCU game, right? Like, that's what they were saying.
Yeah.
So, I mean, and again, guys, and this is it right here. It doesn't matter. There's no advantage gained. Then why are you doing it? Just come clean. Just come clean and say it.
Yeah.
Say, yeah, man, we were stealing it. So what? Do like the U would do back in the 90s. So what? What are you going to do? Just be forthright, guys. Come on. Stop with the fool. That's my PSA for the day.
And that's the issue. And that's the difference of what the teams in the past and where are the teams in the past that have done that? Teams that usually been successful. My bad. Hey,
the whole
forgiveness,
SEC.
stop permission, right? Hey, okay, yeah, it was there.
The whole SEC, who I was told, quote, cheats all the time. And I was calling for it. I said, you want to swim in those waters, you got to swim in those waters. But you guys, here's the difference with me.
And how so matter-of-factly, right, where your buddy in the SEC just goes, yeah, well, I knew they're not into this because they didn't run it through the charity. And they didn't.
Yeah.
Like, there's a system that everybody knows, right? It's almost like before gambling was legal. Where's the bookie? Everybody knows gambling is illegal, but you know that, okay, there's a couple guys, if you want to lay a bet, there it is.
And this is the problem I have with all this, is the Michigan fans out there now that are saying, oh, it's nothing. Oh, nobody knows. Harbaugh didn't know. They didn't gain any advantage from it. Be accountable and just say, yeah, so what? So what? SEC was cheating, we're cheating too. Because that was been my problem with it since day one. They wanted to be in those waters, but they didn't want to be in those waters. So now it looks like you're in those waters, so just say you are. F the integrity and the Michigan man stuff and all that, and stand up and say, yeah, so what? What are you going to do about it? And then, by the way, you got to go win the national title. Or else, they're all in. They are all in.
As Jack Harrington, the resident Alabama fan, says, you left a paper trail. Bad paper trail, boys.
Bad paper trail.
Thank you, SEC.
No doubt about it. Hey, Woodward Sports Lions pregame show. Yes, sir. That is what it is. That beautiful man, Jeff Iafrate, up there on your screen. The franchise. Look at that. So you going to say no to that smile? You'll walk past BMG like a bum in the street. But if Jeff Iafrate splashes that smile at you, you're watching the Lions pregame show.
Out the Sharpie, tell them to sign your T-shirt.
Absolutely, that's what you're going to do because it's Jeff Iafrate. Weekly special guest Spencer Raxter may or may not be the co-host of the pregame show on Monday night. So you guys know what it is. Monday, tap in Woodward Sports Lions pregame show, the best pregame show in the nation. 110%. Just like Big Boy has the best burgers in the nation. They have the original Big Boy, as you know, but how about that? The pretzel bacon cheeseburger. What you might not know, they got some of the best chicken sandwiches in the nation as well. The Dolly chicken sandwich, or that masterpiece up there, the hot chicken sandwich. Upgrade your regular fries. Don't get Anthony Davis fries when you get Nikola Jokic fries, chili cheese or loaded baked potato fries. Sam Flannel, he would prefer just regular fries. The rest of us, we would upgrade our fries and save room for dessert. The Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake or the Big Boy funnel cake fries. Get to your local Big Boy today.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome.
Woodward Sports' own Tom Mazaway and Sam Stick Day will be hosting our Lions postgame show after every Lions game all season long. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel for his hot-off-the-press takes, game analysis, and Kool-Aid sipping celebrations. You won't want to miss it. Join Maz, Stick, and special guests each week immediately following every Lions game, exclusively on the WSN YouTube channel.
How would you like to win a 100K Vegas getaway? Take your closest friends and live it up in the city that never sleeps. It's the Cintron Energy. Drink it and live it. Purchase a 24-pack today and enter to win. Register at drinkcintron.com/Vegas and buy Cintron at your local Meijer store. Cintron, the healthier energy drink with great taste. Look good, feel great, and be the best version of yourself with Cintron. Make sure you go to drinkcintron.com/Vegas to sign up how you can win.
Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, and Darren McCarty, and Big Mike Gentry, and Spencer Raxter, and the thumbnail from the Morning Woodward Show. Good
What
Lord.
the fuck? Dude, that's so...
Pretty much.
I love Ryan Lentz. Ryan Lentz is my favorite person.
But Ryan Lentz makes this whole operation, nobody knows it.
That's facts.
Nobody knows it. And Lentz makes this whole thing go.
He would be treated like Gentry in the streets, but he deserves the Jeff Iafrate treatment.
Absolutely. He would.
My goat.
People would walk past BMG.
Sound like a baby goat?
Little baby goat.
People would walk past BMG, but they would have to be on their way to meet Ryan Lentz.
Lentz is the fucking man.
No doubt, dude. Dude is goated on the sticks. Some reaction to the Michigan discussion. Pete Smith, no way does the Big Ten do anything that will harm the cash cow. No way the NCAA does either. This is a business move. Exactly, Pete.
Yeah,
exactly. And when Flannel, we got Wednesdays with Flannel. It's coming up in the second hour,
Next
right?
segment.
Next segment, as a matter of fact. I have some college football playoff stuff. I want to kind of give you guys my forecast of because they're doing the rankings on Tuesday, D-Mac. And you guys know I like to do this. I'm going to tell you kind of how I think this is going to go.
We have a surprise video for Flannel, too. Gentry, make sure he has headphones when he gets
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Can't wait for it. Jack Harrington, they lose this season is a bust. And see, those are the stakes, D-Mac. Those are the stakes. It is literally all or nothing right now. Because every time you shovel that dirt, it's either going on your grave or you're walking away. One of the two.
It shouldn't have been all or nothing for the past whatever.
Well, don't be a Michigan hater.
No, I'm not hating. I mean, this is, swimming, wanting to swim in these waters and look at the projection. Where do you, we'll talk about where you expect them to be, but they are one of the best teams in the country, and especially in the year where there is no dominance, right? You say on the whole the SEC is better, but there's no dominant team. I think it's the crapshoot is like 4 or 5 can win the national championship, and Michigan, they got to be there, right? Worst case scenario, They got to play for the national championship. They got to make that next step from getting into the playoffs.
No, they have to win. DMAC, they have to win it.
What I'm saying is that the argument, right? For argument's sake, you could say that they've made another step by getting to the finals because they've only gotten to the playoffs. Somebody could use that argument, but not in the landscape of this year.
Bingo.
Where they have to win it this year.
DNC-ENT still waiting to see the footage that was filmed or surveillance of him recording. Wasn't the computer rated in January? Where is the overwhelming evidence? DNC-ENT, okay, number one. Number two, like, we saw the sheets. You know what I'm saying? You saw him. You saw the hand movements and all that kind of stuff as he's standing next to the coordinators. What other program in the nation has a staffer, a $50,000 a year staffer, standing there next to the coordinator doing the handshake? None of them. No. DNC-ENT, and that's fine. Like, you want to be willfully ignorant of that. That's cool. I understand that. I will say this. Per some people that I'm very, very close to, I do have friends around the Michigan athletic program, believe it or not. They are in the process right now of analyzing expenditures.
What's that
in-house.
mean? What's that mean?
Who paid for what?
Okay.
So let's just say it like that.
So
now,
again, back to Jack Harrington's bad paper trail.
And DMAC, if this were Alabama, in much the same vein as if there's a bar fight and the football players are involved, the regular students that are in the fight go to the jail and the football players go to Nick Saban's house. And then the arresting officer is sitting at the 50-yard line on Saturday when they play LSU. That's how that works. In much that same vein, if this were happening at Alabama and they were doing kind of an in-house sweep of what exactly is going on, expenditures and things like that, the person that finds that expenditure would say, oh, this was a bookkeeping oversight on my part. I'm the one that made this mistake. And then they're relocated at another wing of the university with a nice, 75% raise, and they keep it pushing. That's how I think it would go on at Alabama. Say,
so are we looking for? Are we looking? I don't know if the scapegoat's the term, but are we looking to see somebody take the fall for this? So that
no, I don't. I'm not. I can't speak to that. I don't know. I'm just saying that's my impression of how it would work at Alabama.
Right, but my impression is that what we're looking for? If it happens that way, like somebody's gonna get.
Well, apparently not, because
on the wrist,
they got the guy buying tickets in his name. So as you said, amateur hour. They're new to the party, But the thing that we can agree on is it's not over with, right? Oh no, far. And the biggest thing we can agree on, y'all better win the national championship. You better win the national championship. Jay Singles, are we going to talk about this every single day? Boring. Is your university going to continue to do this stuff every single day and have the news come out? Jason, what do you want me to talk about, man? That's news. It's a national story. Like, come on, man. Just because you don't like it doesn't mean it's not true. Am I obtuse here?
You're not being obtuse. You're being acute, if anything.
Eric Burrow says, "Don't hate Neal." How am I hating? See, this is what I'm talking. Like Eric Burrow, don't
just tell
hate.
Neal he's so cute.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I mean, here's the thing. It's not good. It's picking up steam, right? It's gained momentum since it was first brought up, because we sat here last week and sort of like, I didn't say poo-pooed it, but just was like, come on, it's just, this can't be, real as far as how illegal or against NCAA rules, right? Am I wrong to say, Neal, because what I've heard is there's, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't know, but Rule 11, subchapter 7, line 4, right? Like there is a line in there about no, paraphrasing, no analyst or assistant outside of a coaching staff can have influence during a game or whatever was signed. Like there's something in the book, right, Neal? Like,
yes.
There's something in the rules.
You cannot be in person and use equipment.
What you did is right in the rules, so there's something that's going to come out of it. It's not, you see it picked up every day. I mean, I'd rather talk hockey than talk this, but I mean, this is important because there is relevance to it because it's not going away.
And in typical Michigan whataboutism, Chris says, it's national news. Mel Tucker's accused of sexual harassment, and he gets half a segment before ending because there's nothing left
about that for
to
a week.
say. Right.
Yeah.
Spencer cried.
I did.
Exactly.
Do you want to see Spencer cry again?
You want to see
And-
him cry again?
and guess what?
Once on this show.
And guess what? He's gone.
Yeah.
Like, there was swift movement.
Taylor Swift.
I don't know about all that.
Yeah, do you want us to talk about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? We can do that.
Hey, let's do it.
Yeah.
I heard she's going to be on the cover of Madden next
Yeah,
year.
I heard that too.
Hey, Woodward Sports, the nighttime is the right time for
nighttime.
Woodward Nights. You guys know what it is. Booner and Broder, 8 to 10 o'clock right here on the Woodward Sports YouTube channel. The two up-and-coming Detroit sports media personalities, they're rapping about this stuff, too. Their show's popping off. Be a part of it. Woodward Nights, 8 to 10 p.m. right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We got Sam Flannel coming in, right?
We do. Flannel, mosey on down.
Again, the college football rankings are coming. Is this relevant enough for everybody? The college football rankings are coming out on Tuesday. Should we discuss Michigan's role in it or not? Do we just get to talk about when they play an exhibition team again? Is that the only time we get to talk about them?
Sam
No,
Flannel,
because we
you're
got
being
the
summoned.
big games coming up.
Yeah.
You got the exhibition
State.
game to Penn State and
James
then
Franklin.
the real game against Ohio State.
Oh,
So
that's
we
right.
should talk
Purdue.
about it.
Is it Purdue this week?
Oh, is that who it is?
Is it Purdue?
I don't know.
Michigan has a bye this week.
No, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought
So
they played.
it
I thought
might
they
as well
played
be
Indiana
Purdue.
again.
Yeah, might as well be Purdue. They got a bye.
I thought they played Indiana one more time.
This is a very convenient time for their bye week.
Oh, Spenny, easy, man, easy. Come on, brother, come on. Hey, tell them about Swiss Insurance.
Absolutely. You got football in the brain, college and professional football. We've been talking about it. It has been awesome. Fall's also a perfect time to shop your home and auto insurance. Shop it like a pro with Swiss Insurance. They cover Woodward Sports Network, and they should be covering you too. Ask for Market Swiss Insurance today, SwissINS.com, or call 248-800-4177.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, two of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Booner and Broder.
Gabby is a college student struggling to study for her big exam. Then she discovered Syntron, a healthy way for her to stay awake and focus. Jennifer frequently has chaotic days like this until she gets online, orders some Syntron, and finds her groove. April visited her local grocery store, purchased a case of Syntron, and entered to win the Syntron 100K Vegas giveaway. Pick up your case of Syntron today at any Meijer location or visit drinksyntron.com/Vegas and enter for the 100K Vegas giveaway.
You tired of wearing the same old Detroit sports merchandise? I can help you out with that. WoodwardSports.com/shop. The Stoke Not Scared t-shirt should be the centerpiece of your Detroit sports merchandise section of your closet. WoodwardSports.com/shop. Pistons getting it going. Basketball, football, baseball, hockey. There's even a Woodward Sports golf line as well. WoodwardSports.com/shop. The very best in Detroit sports wearables. Second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul and Darren McCarty and Big Mike Gentry and Spencer Raxter and all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Before we get to Wednesdays with Flannel, DNC ENT, he gets it. This year it's all or nothing. JJ's gone, Blake's gone, Mikey's gone, Jim is gone. This year's about national championship or never. All right. Speaking of never, he's a big Anthony Davis fan as we welcome him in.
Sam.
He is Sam Flannel. Wednesdays with Flannel, everybody. Flannel, good to see you, man.
Hey, good to see you. I got a bat. Wow, this is nice. Nick Castellanos and Bryce Harper could have used these better last night. That's for sure.
They certainly could have, couldn't they? They certainly could have, couldn't they? Brandon Catspot. Neal ishing on Michigan's schedule. The Lions have played. All right, I'm stopping. It's an NFL schedule that the league produces. You control your schedule. So, and again, Cats, I'm not ishing on it. If I were the athletic director, that would be the schedule my football team plays every year because it works. I do want to talk some college football with you, Flannel.
All right, let's do it.
I, D-Mac, wanted to take this time just to inform Flannel of some buzzwords that he's going to hear on Tuesday night when they release the college football rankings, the first iteration.
Can I just ask, preface this? Now, Sam, are you excited for the rankings to come out Tuesday? And is it with all expectations that the Wolverines to be number one?
I mean, I'm pretty excited. I wouldn't be shocked if they're number one. I'm not clamoring for it. I'm not demanding it. I'm not off with their heads if they're not. But they could be number one. I'd be excited to see that.
Yes. So backing up the sentiment there about Catspot, about me, quote, ishing on Michigan's schedule, here's how I think it's going to break down. The schedule will not matter until it needs to matter. But right now it doesn't need to matter. So here's the terminology, because I believe Michigan will be number one.
All right.
Sam Flannel. I believe they will. And the term you're going to hear when Michigan's ranked number one, within 3 sentences, you will hear the term game control. That's, you know how there's always a buzzword for the committee? There's always a buzzword that they use. Strength of schedule, unless it doesn't fit the narrative. For this one here, to put Michigan at number one, who, look, on paper, through scheduling and stuff like that, really should not be number one. But whatever. Game control, Flannel, will be the buzzword. That'll be the one where your hands will be below the table, late at night when you're thinking about looking at Michigan's schedule. Game control. Remember that, okay?
Oh, it sounds like game control is the fact they've outscored their opponents this year by a combined 325 to 47. I actually just figured that out in the back. That's pretty damn dominant. That sounds to me like their defense is allowing a little under 6 points per game. That sounds like game control to me. I don't care who they're playing. I understand they haven't played the cream of the crop schedules, but this Michigan team is dominant at a level that I've never seen a Michigan team be at. Obviously, we'll see how they handle themselves at Penn State and home against Ohio State. Obviously, they're going to be favored in those games, but part of being a great team is dominating the teams you're supposed to beat. And thus far, they have done that.
Absolutely.
I think dominance. Right, the word that comes to mind, right? And Sam, I call it see it. When you're right, because I think that's a glaring when you look at it. And Neal, because I think the waters and around the NCAA are more level than they have been out of the years. That strength of schedule, they're going to change the narrative, right? And the dominance of the points for versus the points against that Michigan's allowed, the differential that's eye-popping. I don't care who you've played and whatever else. I think that's really what's going to carry them to the forefront, and I think that the word that they're going to be using, I like your guys' words, but the dominance is what they've had. Now they got to continue to do it, right? We expect it, through the bye week and going into it, the only game that we expect it to be a game is Ohio State, right?
Yep.
So if that dominance, and I think that the committee, and I think it's the temperature of the whole NCAA this year, right? Where it's as even as it's been in how long? When's the last time you could honestly say there could be 5 teams that could win this?
Correct. Yeah, because usually we're talking about Georgia and Alabama.
2, maybe 3 if somebody gets hot, but now there's 5, 6, 7. I mean, wouldn't this be the perfect year to go to 12? Like if they went to 12 playoff teams this year, wouldn't it be like this is a sort of year to do it, and it wouldn't be surprising if somebody that was 6 to 8 won it.
Right. And look, again, going to it, but here's the other angle that I'm calling for, Flannel.
All right.
I think you'll see Michigan at 1. I think you'll see Ohio State at 2. And when they talk about Ohio State, they'll talk about schedule. Mm-hmm. They'll talk about strength and playing good teams and stuff like that. And because you guys know how this sets up, I told you this last year, I told you this year back in July, where Ohio State at 2 solidifies and guarantees you to get one Big Ten team in the playoff no matter what.
Sure.
No matter what happens.
Neal, we have a suggestion from Jonah in the Woodward Sports chat. He says, Neal, here's a suggestion. For Wednesdays with Flannel, have a box of tomatoes and charge $5 a pop to throw them at Flannel for every stupid takes he has. I know I would be a big donor. Just saying.
So, who's going to pay for my rotator cuff surgery? Throwing my arm out.
When you throw your arm out.
Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, but no, and look, just listen for it. Just listen for the nuance of it and how it works down, because their schedule this year is reminiscent of like the 1911 Michigan Wolverines. You know, there's a lot of Oberliesen and, you know, Chicago Dental Infirmary and stuff like that. And that's fine. Again, I would do it, Flannel. I would do it. Just look for that, because that's how it's going to go down. Here's another interesting one I think I have for you.
Before we go off that, does any of this scrutiny because of what's going on off the field with Michigan have anything to do? Does that hinder the vote at all?
No.
Okay.
No, it's like Pete Smith said in the chat. You are not going to hurt the Golden Goose.
I didn't think that you would, but I was just wondering that sometimes, you know, that might come into it.
What do you think about that? About Pete Smith's comment in the chat about the NCAA will drag their feet, they'll stall because Michigan is the golden ratings goose.
Well, yeah, nothing's going to happen this year. I mean, I think, what is it? The allegations haven't even been sent or whatever, and there's 90 days. No, Michigan. But that's the thing, and I even agree with a lot of the sentiment. The pressure is, if there wasn't pressure enough that it's national championship or bust, and Mike Gentry, you mentioned it earlier, if Michigan doesn't win it, we will not hear the end of it. And this is the year where Michigan just has to do it.
Are you comfortable with all this?
Well, I mean, I have to be comfortable with it. It's not the most ideal position because it isn't going to be as paved next year. I mean, they're still going to have talent, but there's going to be more teams. They have a tougher schedule. I've never seen for any team that I like any of my favorite teams, any of the Detroit teams, any of the Michigan teams, I've never seen a more paved pathway to a national championship. But that adds pressure. It's like the Boston Bruins in hockey last year. I'm not saying that had anything to do with it, but it seemed like it was as paved as a road as can possibly be, and they blew it. I'm not saying it's the same thing for Michigan, but
wow, you're saying Michigan's gonna blow it, bro?
No, I'm not saying it.
Did he just say that?
No, I'm just saying that if they do, it's a disaster. There's no wait till next year. Hey. I'm not saying it's over, but this is as paved as it's possibly going to be.
You know what I remember?
What's up?
2002, being part of the Hall of Fame team that was supposed to win it all, that was supposed to do all that, and we did it.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. But that's what Michigan has to do. Make the 2002 Red Wings.
There you go.
Woodward
scrubs.
WoodwardSports.com. I would spend the money and have Broder throw the tomatoes for me. Ooh, he struck out George Springer.
He did strike out George Springer. Broder told us a story on Sunday about him intentionally hitting a player.
Yeah.
The call he got.
He said,
middle finger down was the
the finger down, and then you're supposed to aim for the meat.
Yeah, Broder said he threw gas right at his kidney.
Oh, man.
Jesus, Broder.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome, man. I love that shit.
It is cool. Paul Thomas, you guys did win in 2002. Great season. I don't know exactly what he's talking about as far as that one goes. But yeah, so again, that's how it's going to go down. Here's the other stunner I have for the college football playoff rankings when they come out. I don't think Georgia will be in there.
No, I mean, that's interesting. They're another team that I would say, well, different than Michigan, hasn't quite looked as dominant as you'd think.
Unless they played ranked teams. When they played ranked teams, they did.
You know what? That's actually a great point. They did. That was their one game this year where you're like, wow, this looks like the Georgia team of a couple of years ago and even last year. But now they're without Brock Bowers for probably the whole season. I mean, who knows if he could come back for the college football playoff, but that's another thing. Georgia's not dominant. I don't think Michigan should fear Ohio. I mean, you should respect Ohio State, but it's not like Ohio State is clearly above Michigan. You've got Florida State. This is Michigan's year where they 100% have to do it. It's not outside the realm of possibility to say Michigan is the best team in the country. Michigan's the most talented team in the country. Michigan's the best coached team in the country, and that comes with it expectations. It just does. It's the burden and the blessing, I would say, of being a team that is this good.
No, okay, and look, that is true. That is all true. If they can navigate their way through this, because they are college kids, man.
Sure,
they
sure.
are. Final couple seconds here. The J.J. McCarthy Heisman. You get your money in, right? Guaranteed to win it, right?
No, I never
guaranteed to win it.
I never said guaranteed to win it. I didn't.
Most dominant performance we've ever seen from a quarterback to this point in the season.
I mean, that 4-touchdown, no interceptions versus Michigan State was pretty dominant, I would say. I mean, he's doing.
Did he do it in the first half and throw for 400 yards? Because Penix did that.
Hey, I would say J.J. McCarthy's performance against Michigan State and Michael Penix's were comparable. They were comparable. both dominant passing performances. I'm just saying J.J. McCarthy has done what he's supposed to do against inferior opponents, and he has opportunities to showcase himself at Penn State versus Ohio State, and that's what I think he will do, and that is his pathway.
I just want to hear it. Ninja Ginja says this.
Yes,
not Neal Rhul.
Yeah.
3 interceptions against Bowling Green.
Sure. And
140 yards passing.
That's fine. What
if Penix had a game like that? What would you be sitting there
saying? He
saying?
had a game pretty similar.
Against
who?
Arizona State.
Okay.
A 1-6 Arizona State.
He threw for 140 yards and 3 picks?
He threw for like 270 and 2 picks and led his offense to 9 points. That's pretty bad too.
Yeah, but I was told if you win the game, it's okay.
It's not detrimental to his. If they would have lost that game, I think Penix would actually.
So wins are the stat.
Wins are important for the Heisman
Wins are
Trophy.
the stat.
It's
especially
not
when it fits your narrative. It's really important.
It's not about wins and losses. It's about if you perform poorly in losses. That's why I don't count what Bo Nix did against Washington against them, but I do count what Caleb Williams did in the last 3 games against him, where he's thrown 2 touchdowns, 3 picks, and USC's 1 and 2. That's the difference.
Flannel, we have a video.
Hey, hold on, Flannel. Last night we were down at the game, right?
Yeah.
You know who asked about you?
Who was that?
Nobody. But actually, we did. We did have a video, right, Spenny?
Yeah, give me 1 second to wind it up.
But I didn't know. We were down there and just minding our own business, just walking through, and somebody had something that they wanted a message to send back to you. So this is from LCA last night. Didn't want you to feel missed out.
Sam Flannel, how dare you? You're the reason I watch hockey to this day. You're why I watch hockey.
No, that wouldn't.
Because of the fights. I miss those days.
Okay, what's your name?
I'm Kara.
Okay, stand by that. Damn, again. I was winning until I had to swear at Flannel. But so even though out of sight, not out of mind, Flannel.
No, that's I appreciate
Kara
that, and I obviously
Kara hates you, by the way.
I know what's coming. Like I get it. I know when I take a stance like that, I know what's coming. But that's the disconnect, because obviously I have a lot of respect, D-Mac, for what you brought to that team, for you as a person, for being your coworker and friend for almost 2 years. It's just we have a difference of opinion. I have a difference of opinion from the whole city of Detroit when it comes to certain things about your career. A lot of things, that's for sure.
Not just that one. That's a good thing. At least, Sam, you're consistent.
There you have it. Flannel, appreciate you sliding through, my friend. We'll talk. Hey, but for real, when you watch the college football playoff rankings, just pay attention to the verbiage.
Oh, how can I not?
Flannel, also, my dad did say that D-Mac has a lot more self-control than he does. If he was D-Mac,
Danny Roxter wants a piece here. Yeah. I can send Danny. I can just, if I give him this one, you're done.
Yep.
Well, hopefully you don't
Back
do
in
that,
the tank, Dan. Don't worry about it.
I'm sure Danny Raxter has hella dad strength.
You know
best
that.
Believe.
He also took a shot at Jeff last night.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he call him a bitch?
Yeah, no, he didn't call him a bitch, but you know how Jeff only did the 4 push-ups?
Yeah.
At Dispo, my dad said he's 71 years old, or 72 years old. He does 30 push-ups every morning and 25 push-ups every night.
That's awesome, for real, though.
Yeah, and Jeff, I'm afraid he's a bitch. He said that indirectly. He said it without saying. That's wisdom.
And Jeff can't do more than 4.
No,
Jeff, I'm afraid he's a bitch.
Damn. Quick on the trigger, BMG.
Thanks, Flannel.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm sure Danny Raxter watches the Woodward Insider Show. That's right, for the Detroit Lions. It is Woodward and Maine, hosted by Gabby D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and the legend Terry Foster as well. Tuesdays and Sundays, Tuesdays 7 a.m., Sundays at 8 a.m., your first click on your NFL Sunday to get all the Detroit Lions insider information that is going on. And you guys know we are live at the Planet Fitness Studios here at Woodward Sports. $1 down, $10 a month, access to your home club. Boom, the best value in the gym game. Need a little more flexibility? Black Card membership, $24.99 a month. You get to go to any Planet Fitness in the world. There's over 2,400 of them. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit alone. They're the best gym. I'll never be a member at another gym. I can't recommend Planet Fitness highly enough. I've achieved every single fitness goal I've had in my life at Planet Fitness, and you can too. But you got to go do it. That's the bottom line. Go to planetfitness.com. You can join there or pull in the parking lot. You'll pass a couple on the way home. It's Planet Fitness, Darren McCarty.
Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
Burgers and chicken sandwiches are taking over at Big Boy. Try our new pretzel bacon cheeseburger. Turn up the heat with Bob's Hot Chicken Sandwich. Upgrade those regular fries with our chili cheese fries or loaded baked potato fries. Hit your sweet tooth with funnel cake fries or Reese's chocolate peanut butter thunder cake. Load up on all your favorites today at Big Boy.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
Let's talk Outdoor Equip Co. official equipment provider of Woodward Sports, Michigan grown, family owned, bad boy mowers, tractors, steel, handhelds, and even weed whippers, Liberty trailers, Generac generators, Snow X plows, and salters. Outdoor Equip Co. has it all. Buy it, rent it, 0% financing, delivered to your doorstep. OutdoorEquipCo.com. Tell them Big D Energy we sent you.
Keeping it pushing here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, and for real, big thank you to Sam Flannel for coming on for Wednesdays with Flannel. It is a fun segment. I like doing it. He's a good sport about it. But you guys pretty much unilaterally think he's a piece of shit human. So, whatever. Hey, whatever. Whatever. Neal, Rhul, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Raxter, all of you in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread as well. And get your thoughts in there. Subscribe to the channel. And absolutely get your thoughts out there. We will read those as it comes along. Ryan's reaction. No trades are happening with the Lions. And I did want to go there. Good call, Ryan's reaction, because I did want to talk about it. And look, I am of the opinion, I lean more towards that than I do, D-Mac, of, some huge, crazy trade that, really would make you stop what you're doing at the second it's announced, it like a Patrick Surtain type trade or something like that. I just don't see that in the cards. And look, we've discussed it to some length where, and just to sum it up, with where this franchise is right now, they are still, believe it or not, now, yes, it's come quicker than a lot of people have thought in terms of them playing good football, but where they are right now in terms of talent acquisition, they are still in talent acquisition mode. Yeah, Make no mistake.
No, and you look at where the money's at, I think that the big move is next year. I think it's just the way that the writing on the wall, right? If you're going to putting clocks on the wall, they're going to add to this, but it's not gonna. You don't want to make a move that you could go either way, and it could deter you moving forward.
I just think draft capital is too important to this organization
because it gives you the flexibility of look at the guys that we're talking about of what we have to sign that are on rookie contracts right now, making it happen. I think that was always sort of the way to get out of this. I just think because of who's available and what the money that you have to pay, you're not there yet, but you're close. You're out. Is it Remember how we say in the NFL, it flips quick?
Yes.
We're in that window now. But we're at the beginning of that window, and you got like 3 years, right? So this year, next year, the year after that, right, are the 3 big windows. Am I reading this wrong or not, right? Like this year's you getting the playoffs with a home game. Next year we should be talking about, winning the NFC, right? And getting to the Super Bowl within the next, 2-3 years. I think the big move that they're setting up for isn't until next year. Could be wrong, but just because of what it would do to set you back with what you've already had progress in building your roster.
Okay, here's one that gets me from Hoof Hearted. The Lions desperately need a pass rusher to bookend Hutch. Help me with this, Spenny.
Mm-hmm.
What team has 2 $25 million a year pass rushers on each end?
I don't know about $25 million a year, but you look at the great pass rushes in the NFL, Pittsburgh, they've got T.J. Watt and Highsmith. You look at Cleveland, they've got Zadarius Smith and Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it'd be nice to do that. It'd be very nice to do that. Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack.
Right, which, but that's one of the worst defenses in the league.
Yeah.
And Khalil Mack came at a high price tag.
Yeah, he did.
High price tag. See, and I'm more scared of that than I am expecting a return like that. Again, this is that's fantasy football shit right there. Yeah. Oh, we need another elite pass rusher to put him on the other. I thought Aiden was an elite pass rusher.
He is.
Okay. Well then, when is he kind of responsible for somebody else eating too?
Everybody needs help. Everybody needs help. It's like you can't say he's not doing it. You look at his pressure numbers. Romeo Okwara, Charles Harris, those guys aren't cutting it flat out. They're getting single coverage, they're getting one-on-one matchups, and they're not winning. You need somebody better than that. Does it have to be a Max Crosby? No, it doesn't. But would a Chase Young be fucking nice next to Aiden Hutchinson? Yeah, it'd be really nice.
Again, depending on cost of acquisition.
Yeah.
Chase Young's in a walk year, right?
Yes. So is Brian Burns. They're both on the last year of their contract.
Right. So again, I'm not in that space of giving up first and a third, second and a 5. I'm not giving up premium draft. I'm not taking the ability of Brad Holmes to do the one thing that has changed this franchise. I'm not in that market, man. I'm not taking that opportunity away from him.
I think when I look at it, if it's a first, is your first round pick gonna be Chase Young?
I don't know.
I know what Chase Young is.
Here's the thing, too, right? It's different than it used to be in past because where are you going to be drafting? What is your first round pick?
20
your first round, right? You're hoping it's 16 to 20, right? So does that make it a little bit more feasible to do because you are going to be a playoff team, so you will be drafting 20s, so it's not like giving away a number 5.
But see, I think people are getting caught up in the Chase Young first round pick. I would say this.
I forget the name Chase Young. It's whoever.
Yeah.
Your first round pick, does it make it more that you'd use it because it's in the 20s or in the high teens as a piece to trade with, right? Would Brad Holmes consider that? Because that's different than trading a top 5 pick.
Yeah, and I don't think that he is because D-Mac, people are taking this. People are taking this on the surface of Chase Young or Brian Burns for the first round pick. No, because of the contract money. That first round pick is attached with a rookie contract. That is more valuable provided. Even if you mid-level hit on it, it is more valuable dollar for dollar than it is to go get Brian Burns for 3 rookie contracts and pay him $30 million.
So to my point, right, can we agree going into this trade, we're not at that position yet. Next year.
And that's the trump card right there.
Next year.
I think they are. I think they are at that position.
Okay.
They have the foundation built. They don't need another 12-person draft class of guys that aren't good. They need elite piece, 1 or 2 elite pieces to put in there. And I am more comfortable going with a known commodity for an elite piece than drafting 6 guys and hopefully 3 of them pan out. I know what those guys are. I think they have a solid foundation, and giving up a pick or two to bring in an elite piece to push you over the top doesn't completely destroy your future or dismantle what you're building. You still have a lot of draft picks to fill in the voids. We love Amon-Ra St. Brown. We love Kirby Joseph. We love Malcolm Rodriguez. We love James Houston. Those are late round picks that he can make up and can fill that roster, continue to build the roster with that. These elite guys, like D-Mac said, if you're picking, 16 to 25, you're not going to get a guy the caliber of Chase Young. You're just not going to.
Right, but you're also not going to spend $80 million on him either.
Well, I mean, that's what happens, though. I'd rather spend $80 million.
How many guys are we going to pay $80 million, Spenny?
I'd rather spend $80 million on Chase Young than 25 or 29 on Charles Harris.
You going to give Sewell $100 million?
Yes.
You going to give Hutchinson $100 million?
Yes.
You going to give St. Brown $100 million?
Close, probably 80, something like that.
We're running out of room here, bro.
4 years for 80. I mean, you know my solution to that.
We're running out of room.
We talked about it yesterday. We know my solution.
I got something for you on that, though.
Yeah.
I got something for you on that. I have a scenario for that. DNCENT in all caps. Neal, what has Brad done with a fucking first-round pick not named Hutch? Penei Sewell.
Yes.
The guy that changed all this culture.
Pretty fucking good.
Like, Jesus Christ, man. One loss, dude, and the drafts are. Look at this franchise for the last 50 years in the draft.
Yeah, you can't argue about.
Look at it. Come on, you guys. Tighten up. Look at this franchise's drafts over the last 30 years, and look at 3 of them from Brad Holmes. It's not even close. We're losing cabin pressure around here. Look. I've kind of let it slide and everything like that because, hey, everyone got emotional and things like that. You lose games in this league, guys. Sometimes you get embarrassed in this league. We are losing cabin pressure. What has Brad Holmes done with a first-round pick? He got you a guaranteed gold jacket in the first one he made. What is going on here, D-Mac?
I don't know. People are so hung up. It goes back to we should have drafted Jalen Carter and see. Here's the whole thing: is the pieces that come together. And I agree. You look at the Gibbs. You look at James Winston. You look at Jack Campbell. These are pieces that it's not for right now, even though that they're getting the opportunity. But it's sort of that progression with those talent pieces. That it's for next year. I think everything is about next year. I think Spenny's right too. If that's how Brad Holmes feels, that they're closer with that move, right? Because they're gonna have to make the move at some point, whether it's spending the money on their guys or going out and getting another guy. I just think it's not this. I don't think that move's there this year. I think it's next year, but we'll wait and see.
That's fair.
And then I had somebody in here ask me about. Jonathan Allen. Would you do a third, a fourth, and a seventh for Jonathan Allen? You have him through 2025. If not, what's your ideal trade? See, guys, Washington's a game out of a playoff spot. This isn't your fantasy league.
Yeah, I don't know.
Everyone in that Washington locker room, what do they think right now?
We can make the playoffs. But they have been taking calls. They have been fielding offers, and they didn't pick up Montez Sweat or Chase Young's fifth-year option.
Right.
So both of those, one or two of those guys is going to get traded because you don't just let that walk away for nothing.
For nothing, right.
Yeah.
Which, in regards to Jonathan Allen, makes him more valuable to the franchise or less valuable?
More valuable.
See what I'm saying? Come on, guys, do some simple math here, man. Jesus Christ, dude. Making me so upset, I almost forgot.
People just like to spoutish.
Well, dude, D-Mac, it's making
I think
me.
It's Flannel's fault. He made it comfortable. We bring him in on Wednesdays and people get comfortable.
Yeah.
Jonathan Allen does want out though. His press conference after that last game sounded a lot like the heavyweights. He's like, it's fucking bullshit. It's been fucking 7 years, the same fucking shit.
No, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying, but you're not. Washington is not just running to say, all right, let's move this guy.
Yeah.
They're not. They're a game out of a playoff spot. They all think that they can go to the playoffs. I'm getting so upset right now, I forget that I got to get cat food on the way home tonight.
That's true. And if you got to get cat food on the way home, or
Jesus.
dog food, or anything you need for your pets, all you got to do is go to Premier Pet Supply, because Premier Pet Supply is hands down Michigan's best pet store. Family owned and operated for over 30 years. 13 Metro Detroit locations. Over 60 brands of food, lowest prices, and curbside home delivery. Premier Pet Supply. Give your pet the best. Make sure you go to www.premierpetsupply.com.
We've just received word. The world's cannabis supply has vanished. The public is outraged and has taken to the streets in response to this tragedy. The individual responsible acted alone, and we can only hope they will make things right soon.
Now, coming to Woodward Sports, Woodward and Main Street, the Woodward Sports Network Detroit Lions Show. Let's go! Catch Gabrielle D. Phillips, Matt Broder, and Terry Foster for all the latest news on your Detroit Lions every week. Only on the Woodward Sports Network YouTube channel and woodwardsports.com.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Just in time for football, Glorious Cannabis is dropping a new ice water bubble hash infused pre-roll called Honolulu Blue. It smells so good. It's like the whiff of the first playoff win in 31 years. A gassy, aggressive strain named in honor of Detroit football. If you haven't had one of these ice water pre-rolls, you are missing out. It is so smooth. Trust Spenny. Find them at Dispo Dispensary for 25% off. Check out online, www.gloriouscanna.com.
Keeping it pushing, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, and Darren McCarty, and Spencer Baxter, and Big Mike Gentry, even though you guys just pass them in the street. They ever throw change at you, Gentry, or anything, just too, when they walk by?
Just shake my little hand.
Jeff Ifrady gets commercials. Yeah.
Can we talk about that, by the way?
I was just watching and I was like, you guys see this? I have never seen that.
You got
before.
Jeff Ifrady here on a Dispo commercial looking like Marshawn Lynch for Amazon Thursday Night Football. Plugging stuff in and all.
He's everywhere.
Mr. Worldwide.
When did that drop? I've never seen that.
We just used it today. It's the unveiling.
That was electric.
But like I said, JB said they had, JB, Lucas, Brady, somebody else, and Jeff Ifrady all recording for hours at Dispo. And the only person they use is the franchise.
Of course. Of course, man. Boy, he is getting over. They are putting him over. It's like he's like the Brock Lesnar of Woodward Sports if Woodward Sports was WWE.
Wow.
They just
slow it down.
He's Woodward Sports Conor McGregor.
Yeah, absolutely. Except he's a bitch instead of like a fighter, I paused for a second.
Conor McGregor was a bitch, right?
I paused for a second to try to time that out for Spenny to drink. And like you okey doked me.
Yeah.
Like you didn't just go right in with the drink. I tried to pause and do that.
That was a good one.
Matt says, Washington's headed for a full reset. Rivera will be out. Howell takes 18 sacks a game and ain't it. They only beat Arizona, Denver, and Atlanta. Their schedule sets up for 7+ more losses. But Matt, the trade deadline's Tuesday.
And they got their franchise quarterback.
And they think that they're in it. That's what those people think.
Sam Howell, greatest quarterback of all time. No, I'm just kidding. But he does it pretty good.
No, he's not.
He's not bad.
No, he's not over there, tripping over himself and
he's
stuff.
not Desmond Ridder. Like he's I would say above average quarterback.
Yeah, I could see him. I could see his ceiling being like a mid-tier dude.
Yeah, definitely.
Like a Tannehill type.
I can see him. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good comp. I can see him like a Tannehill.
Like
I think he's better than Tannehill, though.
He can mind the store for you.
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. So I just don't think that it's going to be it.
I would take Sam Howell over Jordan Love for sure, says Chris Agudelo. He said Sam Howell or Jordan Love. I'm taking Sam Howell.
Dude, Jordan Love's a bum, dude.
He sucks.
He's a bum.
He sucks.
He's in the body bag yesterday.
CT Squid, stop it, Neal.
Yeah.
Commanders are in full reset. They know that they're not a playoff team. That's not the way this works. D-Mac, in the locker room, how does it go?
As far as?
Put yourself in the Washington Commanders locker room based on your experiences, in sports. What you think you're going to the playoffs? You think you're going to find a way into the playoffs?
Oh, no, and here's the one thing. Let's change this. We're talking about the Commanders because we got to remember new ownership.
Yeah.
Magic Johnson is part of that. So this is a business decision. This is not Dan Snyder who doesn't care about anything else where, you don't know which way he's going to go. I think they're going to make the right business decision and get this organization back on track. So what's best for their organization in their division with where they're at?
Yeah, I'm not saying they won't move Sweat.
What's this self-awareness, right? Is they can't afford all three of these guys, so it would be in their best interest to move them. But in return, they're not going to give them away.
Right.
No one's giving away talent like that. You're not going to get the proverbial seventh round pick, right?
Mm-hmm. Real quick, I want to squeeze this in here for Spenny. The Athletic came up with a story. It was 5 deals I'd like to see before the trade deadline. It was from Randy Mueller. And I kind of laughed at the first one because it said the Bills get a linebacker for their defense. They had a linebacker last year.
They did have a linebacker last year. Well, didn't Matt Milano get hurt? I think that's why.
Yes. Yeah, he's so did Tre'Davious White. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
So
Who'd
there's
they get? But they did have a linebacker last year.
Yeah, they did.
It was pretty good.
He just said he'd like to see them make a move. And so I was kind of scrolling down. They talked about the Saints getting a tight end and all that kind of stuff.
I could see Gesicki to the Saints.
Yeah, helps the run game, all that kind of stuff.
That's what I think is going to happen.
But the last one that Mueller put on here, he said a forward-thinking team takes a shot at a future starting quarterback. He said, last year during my draft prep, I saw a QB who, after evaluation, I felt was a possible NFL starter.
Please don't be Trey Lance.
He said Hendon Hooker.
Oh.
Went on to his accolades and stuff like that. He injured his ACL, is rehabbing with the Lions, who chose him in the 3rd round. He said things have changed for the Lions, obviously, with the ascent of Jared Goff, who's having an outstanding year. He said, I did this, what I want to see. I did this once in 2000 when I was GM of the Saints. The Packers had drafted a quarterback out of Virginia, Aaron Brooks, in the 4th round the year prior. I liked him a lot during our pre-draft process, and a year later, the Saints, who are still not on solid ground with our guy for the future, we offered the Packers a 3rd-round pick for Brooks, and he became the franchise's all-time leading passer before Drew Brees came in and broke all the records. If you have conviction for your evaluations and confidence in your team being a good fit, I'd make the Lions say no to a 2nd-round pick for Hooker before I moved on to another option at quarterback. Would you do it?
No.
I wouldn't either, hearing the fact that he's evaluating that Hooker's the real deal.
Well, he's talking about a team that if you're out of answers right now,
but I'm talking if you're Detroit.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it for Detroit.
I think that goes to Holmes' evaluation of it. Now, could Hooker be part of a move in a deal to a team to get that outside rusher? You know what I'm saying? If they're then
how about that, Spenny?
Then maybe
your Brian Burns scenario. Now it wouldn't play because they just drafted a quarterback in the 1st round.
Yeah.
But that situation. What about the Commanders? Chase Young.
No, I think they're good with Sam Howell.
I'm saying, though, for instance.
What I'm saying is that I'd much rather use him as a trade piece than I would as just getting rid of him for a pick.
Yeah.
A 2nd-round pick, though.
No, I get it.
I'm keeping Hooker.
Can we chat poll that one? I'd be curious to see what the people think. Would you trade Hendon Hooker for a 2nd-round pick? Yes or no? I'm curious to see what the people say.
I don't think so. If you think evaluating that's your security blanket, or you still got something there, I get the idea of striking while it's hot to somebody who's in need, but I don't know. I'm gonna say no.
Yeah, and this isn't the Morning Woodward show. I didn't just make this shit up out of thin air. Somebody wrote about this, a former NFL GM.
Yeah.
So it's That's exactly
Did you
what
see how
it
I
is.
worded that poll?
What'd you say? Before he takes a snap
Would
for a
you give
second
up
round.
on Hooker before he takes a snap?
I mean, that's what you'd be doing, right?
It is what you'd be doing.
So, I mean, that's a scenario.
I believe in Brad Holmes' player evaluation. I like Hooker.
I know you do.
I like hookers.
What do you like more? Hendon Hooker or actual hookers?
Hendon Hooker. I don't even think I've met an actual hooker before.
Oh yeah, you have.
I mean, yeah, I probably have. Not like knowingly, but like.
What about the vertically challenged lass?
She was not a hooker. She was a nice lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about when she hopped out of the car?
It was funny.
Hey, yo!
Would you trade that memory for Hendon Hooker?
No, I would not.
So if one had to go, the memory of your vertically challenged
You
lass.
gotta hit the punchline though. Why did it pop you when she got out of the car?
Both feet hit the ground at the same time. She literally hopped out of the car and then waddled up to the door.
Did it make a little click? Did it? It did not.
Oh my god!
So she didn't have tennis shoes on, then, right?
It was so funny. I couldn't believe it.
Anthony Patterson, I'm dying. Emerald Eyes, that happened.
Oh man.
Oh fuck! The Russian judge gave her a 10.
She stuck the
It was a Carrie Strug dismount. Simone Biles was calling her for her number so she could get some fucking tips.
Okay, I don't usually go down this road, right? Like I'm gonna jump in once. Maybe the only time I'll ever do this because I don't do this. You guys know this. I don't typically.
I better not drink.
When she got out of the car,
Popped out of the car.
did she? Was she like there and then like?
Yeah.
Like she had to like double kick it.
Yes.
Okay.
She swung her little legs around.
He did the example.
Oh man, that shit was wild. I couldn't believe it. I'm telling you. And like
So
I
she
said,
did double kick it.
Yes.
Ah, that's Danny's kid.
And like I said, I didn't know. Like I got down there. I was like, bro, stop. I was like, Justin, I don't know if I can go through with this. It was like, oh, you got it, bro. He gave me some substance that will not be named, and then we,
Kevin Bell, Hendon Hooker at the trade deadline for Max Crosby.
Yeah. What? I'm fine. Yeah.
Hendon Hooker. Oh, I'm sorry. Hendon Hooker and a second-round pick for Max Crosby.
Yes, obviously, but that would never happen.
Okay.
Max
All right.
Crosby is going to cost you 2 first-round picks.
Let me tell you something that would happen. I would go to Hamlin Pub because it's the kind of pub where everyone is a regular. 7 locations in the Metro Detroit area. Whether you're enjoying half-off pizza on a Thursday or game day specials available, all Michigan sports and all NFL games are included. Hamlin Pub is the place. Visit the location today and experience your new favorite pub for all things sports. It is Hamlin Pub.
Where's the most convenient place to get that big fitness energy?
It's Planet Fitness.
Join today for just $1 down, $10 a month. With over 2,400 locations and equipment for every workout, you can get in, get energized, and get going. And with free fitness training and most clubs open 24 hours, everyone belongs in the judgment-free zone. So join today for $1 down, $10 a month, no commitment, cancel anytime. Deal ends Wednesday, September 13th.
Join now at any Metro Detroit location. Hurry, offer ends soon.
Brace yourselves, Detroit. As the sun begins to set, 2 of Woodward Sports' brightest young stars will be taking the mic for a brand new show. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder. The dog days in Detroit are over, and the boys are unleashed. Join in on the banter and hop on the bandwagon of the #1 night show on the internet. Tune into the Woodward Sports YouTube channel every weeknight from 8 to 10 p.m. Woodward Nights with Spooner and Broder.
Come to any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience from one of our talented stylists and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win an all-expenses-paid suite for the 2024 NCAA tournament for you and 5 of your best buds. That's right, college basketball's most elite event. You and your 5 best friends just get to any Lady Jane's today for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically register to win the trip of your dreams. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. Lady Jane's, it's wicked awesome. Here for the Academy of Warren, kindergarten through 8th grade, that features AM/PM latchkey, small classroom sizes, a Learning Street, futuristic media center, free breakfast and lunch, Hope Mifflin curriculum, academic games, and kindergarten through 8th grade athletics in a brand new state-of-the-art sports dome with a regulation basketball court, volleyball court, and soccer field that can also be used for 7-on-7 football. Go to academyofwarren.net and take a look around. It's Academy of Warren. Coming down the stretch here, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul, Darren McCarty, Big Mike Gentry, and of course the People's Champ, Spencer Raxter, as well.
You know what? Like just a small play, real quick. He was watching the highlight during the break. But you know what gets a huge pop for the boys, and I'm talking about the boys on the bench in the hockey game, the hockey team, is when a guy breaks his stick and the trainer is quick to act to hand him a stick and he goes in and boom, he scores on the play. Everybody doesn't go celebrate with the guy. They go to the trainer and everybody celebrates. It happened last night in the Nashville game, but
that is pretty sweet.
Camaraderie of the game.
I love that, and I love when guys hit their first home run and everybody just sits there on the bench and doesn't move.
Nobody just whatever.
That is the best. WoodwardSports.com chat poll. Would you give up on Hooker before he takes a snap for the Detroit Lions for a second-round pick? Wow, 67% of the people say no. And then Spenny, like, here's my thing with it. If we want to get granular and, like, being real, it's not the way I would go. But if you're going to do it, then you got to do it, and he's got to play. Because you only got 4 years of the rookie deal, right? Mm-hmm. And you got to get him started. You know, you got to get him some starts before he turns 30.
For sure.
Which is like what?
4 years.
Like 8 months.
He's 25 years old.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. 40 Gumble. To the angel that grew its wings when that little lady's shoes clicked. Okay. See, like, you guys always take it a bridge too far, man. Like,
oh, that's funny.
Like, I
she was a nice lady.
You guys jump all over that stuff.
Yeah. What's wrong with you people?
I don't remember her name.
But it was bigger than names.
It was bigger than names, yeah. She was a nice lady.
Anyways, hey, Pistons playing.
Oh yeah, hey, NBA season. No, it's Pistons start tonight. They are playing in Miami. And look, no, Detroit Dabber 313. You enable us, Neal. No, don't do like my kids and blame the shit you do on somebody else. You did this. All of you did this. I'm not taking the heat for that. You did it. All right, anyway, Pistons, Miami Heat tonight. And Spenmo, D-Mac, Big Mike Gentry. Look, D-Mac, it's a big... What? What? What?
Mike G. Mike G's trying to
get the chats on your feet with the names.
You guys just laughed like right at the exact same time.
We all saw it at the same time.
I was so confused.
Maybe it was Teeny Turner.
I thought I did something, or Neal. I was so...
Come on, you guys.
Go ahead.
Neal's trying to run a respectable
Your NBA
show.
franchise starts tonight.
Yeah.
It's a huge season, and it is.
So from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, NBA players. Very tall gentlemen. Obviously, they're going to be without Bogdanovich, without Morris, and without Livers for about a month. So we're going to see, and I made the comment on Twitter, would I be crazy if I wanted Alec Burks in the starting lineup?
No.
Or Joe Harris in the starting lineup. Like, you need shooting out there.
No, absolutely you would not. And look, I know, Spenny, that you're trying to get granular on it and things like that, rotational pieces and all that kind of stuff. Look, for D-Mac, for me, this season's simple. Cade Cunningham has 3 years left here. 2 years on his rookie deal, the 1 year restricted free agency. He's got 3 years left. That's it. This is big. This is a big year. This is a big year for Cade Cunningham.
Here's the thing. You look at Livers, Bogey, and Morris are out for at least a month.
Yeah. Not optimal.
Not optimal, but it's okay because it's not your big three, right? What I need this year, Neal, is them to be healthy and play 75 games together. So I see what I can. You see all the work that's being put in. Yes, Cade has to step up like he did a couple years ago and show that this is his team, but this team has to step up together. I want to see them play together because it's what's the question we always ask? Oh, what would it be like with these guys healthy? That's all I want to see is at least that starting unit. Now, all these other questions, you're piecing in. We mentioned it. Get ready to see heavy dose of Killian.
Killian's going to play.
So he's going to play. So
Spenny.
that's it. So I mean, Killian Hayes is like around here. Freddy, am I wrong? But it's like Lucas and Will Harris.
Yeah.
Right. Like he's like Killian and Will Harris and all these guys where you want more out of them, but expect something to do it. So.
Motown Cool. Can I read this one? Yeah. He said, Spenny, did she come with Kung Fu grip like the old G.I. Joes? Oh, man. You guys are savages, dude. Pistons, basketball.
Shoot or shoot.
Shoot or shoot. It's true.
Also, too, what about Ivy? Off the bench.
Look, it's time to have that discussion, Spenny.
This gives him more of an opportunity, does it not? Or
Killian, look, you guys got to remember, right? There's a new coach here. He's doing it his way, what he's comfortable with, and he's in charge. And I'm getting that vibe, Spenny, that he is a little more pro Killian than you guys might be comfortable with.
Killian fits the type of player he likes.
But if Monty Williams is pro Killian, are you not pro Killian too for right now? I know it's like temperament, but don't you back it up and see if Monty can do something with this?
He's going to get his chance. Obviously, with Monte Morris out, he's going to get more playing time. I'd like to see Marcus Sasser get those minutes, but Killian's going to be a rotation piece at least to start the season. So he'll have another chance to show us if he can be an NBA player or not.
But but isn't this like... Isn't he under the perfect tutelage of somebody that can get... What are we always talking about? Well, if he was in a different system, if he had a different coach, somebody bring out the best in him. Isn't Monty Williams the guy that's got to bring out that defensive game or bring out... If he's saying, I see that.
That's it right there. That's it right there,
That's what it is. So here it is. So there's another big... Let's keep an eye on that, too. And in the 30,000-foot view, that goes for all of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's bigger for Cade. Everything we're talking about Killian goes to Cade, but we think we know what we got with Cade.
There are some, I guess the moral of the story is there are some intriguing storylines.
But it's Monty's team.
But it is Monty's team.
And to me, that makes me feel good. Just like it's Yzerman, just like it's, Dan Campbell. It's,
What about this from Broder? Killian has campaigned to Monty Williams. He's going to try to get him right.
Yeah, that's fair, but
good.
If he can shoot 30, I'm not asking him to be a 40% shooter. If he can shoot 30% from three, I'm good. But he shot like 1 of 16 in like 3 preseason games.
I know, Spenny,
he shot like 4% from three.
I think that they're going to cut his shooting volume, and they're going to bring him out there to be their defensive specialist, I guess you could say. You could call it. That's what they're going to do.
You don't have enough shooting on this team already to just have one guy who literally can't.
But you don't have enough defending on this team either to have 3 guys out there that literally can't.
I think when you look at the lineup of what the starting lineup would be with Cade, whoever you have at the 2, whether it be Ivy, Burks, whoever you're running at 2.
I just don't think it's going to be Ivy.
I don't think so either. Asor at 3. Stu and Darren, those are 4 quality defenders on the floor.
Right.
So I think you need shooting more than you need defense.
You gonna be locked in tonight?
Oh yeah. What time is this? It starts at
7 or 7:30. I can't remember.
Hopefully it's 7:30. Well, either way, I'm gonna miss.
Either way, you'll be locked. You listen on the radio on the way home.
Yeah, I can listen.
You can lock it in just like you can lock in Lady Jade's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and register to win a trip of your dreams. All expense paid suite for the 2024 NCAA basketball tournament. That's right, no expense spared for you and 5 of your best buds. Lady Jade's Haircuts for Men open 7 days a week. Walk in any time. It's wicked awesome.
What about Feldman?
What about Feldman?
Hey, I'll tell you about it. 18 locations. There's a Feldman dealership near you. Visit feldmanauto.com to find the location closest to where you live. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive, driven to provide a fast, convenient, first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. Catch Woodward Sports Network live from Feldman Chevrolet of Novi every other Monday. Not this Monday, but the following Monday. We'll be back at it, Feldman Chevrolet in Novi.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
Join Woodward Sports' own Jeff Iafrate, along with special WSN guests for the most anticipated Lions season in decades. Filled with different surprises and expert analysis. You're not going to want to miss out. Go to our Woodward Sports YouTube channel on Sundays and tune in live from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m.
When buying or selling real estate, flexibility and control over the sales process is key. Sellers, how would you like the freedom of canceling your listing agreement at any time for any reason with no penalty? That is exactly what Mark White & Associates offers. It's called the Minute by Minute Listing Agreement by Mark White. Looking to buy or sell real estate? Visit markwhitesells.com or call 248-290-8242. markwhitesells.com, where flexibility meets success.
Final segment of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Rhul and Darren McCarty and Mike Gentry and Spencer Raxter, and no Mike G in the woodwardsports.com chat thread. I will not ask the people at Feldman if they, quote, sell go-karts. I will not do it. We're not reading that. We're not participating in that. There has to be an adult in the room.
We had a Honda Fit. That was like the car. We called it the inconspicuous because, like, cops aren't going to pull over a Honda Fit, you know, and be trapped out of that house. Be trapped out of that house. Shit was wild.
A Honda Fit. Real quick, too, I just saw this come across The Athletic again, just about the Michigan thing, just kind of a follow-up. For the people who have asked, and I haven't had really a concrete answer, Stuart Mandel, who writes for The Athletic and college football, he kind of chimed in about the Michigan deal and like potential punishments or how that would work. He writes there are 3 parties that could take action against the Wolverines: the NCAA, the Big Ten, and the college football playoff.
Damn.
The NCAA has their enforcement process that takes years to happen. We've seen that before, right? So you don't think the NCAA is going to be in a position to step in here? He's talking about punishment like this year because theoretically it had impact on games this year, which, you know, if what they say is true,
now the only thing like that I was saying earlier is that because they're already under investigation for the Hamburger Gate or for lying to whatever like that if the NCAA wanted to govern and had the balls to drop the hammer, they could
right,
implement it, but
right.
They won't. It probably won't even be addressed till the offseason.
Right. So he says the NCAA has a standard enforcement prospect that takes months, if not years, to complete. He said, and the college football playoff committee, it's not their role to levy punishments, and they're not going to, you know, they're not going to kill the golden goose. Absolutely, they're not going to do that. So he says it's really up to the Big Ten and their commissioner, who has blanket authorization to, quote, take disciplinary action if he determines someone has violated the league's sportsmanship policy. The policy says the Big Ten Conference expects all contests involving a member institution be conducted without compromise to any fundamental element of sportsmanship. What Stallions allegedly did on Michigan's behalf seems just a little bit compromised and unsportsmanlike,
I would say so.
Mandel writes. However,
the Big Ten's not going to do anything.
Exactly. They're not doing anything.
Big Ten's not going to touch them.
No,
especially not to your golden goose.
No, because that's
going to
$30 million.
represent and take you to bring money back to your conference.
You're working on trying to get 2 teams in this playoff.
Yeah.
There's no way. As they shouldn't.
Right. Their dream scenario is that Michigan beats Ohio State, and then that way Ohio State will get in.
Yeah.
Hey, what
And Michigan will
what
get
about this before we close the show from Steve Reinhardt? Pretty big rumor floating around Lions team making an offer on Montez Sweat. Is that a guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Depending on what would that offer?
Probably a second and a fifth or something like that.
Is it
Won't
that
cost
high,
you as
Neal?
much as Chase Young.
That one would depend on who's involved.
Okay.
How many what's the market?
I heard there's a lot of people talking to Washington.
Yeah, but I would think the market for Sweat would be a little cooler than it would
Love
be
his
for Chase Young.
commercials. Yes.
And I would rather have Sweat than Young. Like
I'll use Old Spice.
Yeah, if I would rather have Sweat than Young personally.
I would too.
I would.
Little bit more
lower cost
experience,
of
lower cost.
acquisition
I think Young's better he's better all around player.
when he plays.
He only had one injury. Like he tore his ACL.
Right.
It was just halfway through a season, so he missed half of one season
And half of the
half
next.
of another season.
Yeah, so that's I just me, I'm about cost of acquisition. That is it. All right, I think we did all the damage we could do to people's character, moral standing, and all that. We'll come back tomorrow and see if we can do even worse.
That's what it's all about.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
We'll talk about some Pistons tomorrow, and we're gonna talk to my guy Hondo Carpenter too. I was the originator. I booked him for tomorrow. Ermanni and Edwards is gonna have him on at 2:00, so you guys can watch him at 2:00, and then you can watch a good interview tomorrow during Big D Energy. Fair?
Yep.
All right, for D-Mac, Big Mike Gentry, Spencer Rexer, thanks for tapping in.
What's this about?
Shake my hand.
Well, see you later.